Okay. All right, so I don't think this video is going to take more than 3 or 4 minutes. Might talk a little bit longer, but hopefully not. So I just wanted to share this with you. I think it gives us a little insight into the equation solving process from a different perspective. So I'm just going to pose the problem. I think it's a 5-second question. Get it down to maybe 3 seconds for an answer, but going to have to think about it first, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so you got a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c. The a term is 2. The vertex is 5, 3. Can you tell me the roots? So pause, think about it, and then we'll talk about it. I'm just going to keep going. So you pause the video. All right, so why did I think this is important? Well, one, we always talk about order of operations. I try to throw, please pardon my dear Aunt Sally, out the window because it doesn't work too well for integration, differentiation, and arcsine and sine and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think the order of operations in math has evolved from more difficult problems, more difficult, intellectually more challenging algorithms. So we tend to do things that are probably historically come along the latest, and we tackle the tougher operations before the easier ones, which means that when we're solving equations, we're doing the inverse of that. So if I want to get the x-intercepts here, well, first off, we can see they're imaginary because they're above the x-axis. And so how do we go about getting those x-intercepts? Well, let's at least find them on the x-axis, because what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that this goes in the other direction. So 3 units up from the x-axis. So let's go another 3 units. And then let's drop down our perpendicular. There's one. There's the other. And those are the numbers that we need in order to put them into the equation to get an answer of 0. Okay, so that's the first thing. And from there, we ask ourselves, well, how far do we have to go down? Well, I got to go down 3 units to get to this altitude. So the inverse of positive 3 is negative 3. And I know that addition and subtraction is taken care of. So now we got to go multiplication and division. Got an a value of 2. It's a multiplier. So it's going to be a division. We know that we're going to be squaring those numbers next. So we got to take a square root. We know the plus minus, obviously, and then we've got to adjust. All right, and so that's just coming from a different perspective. And then hopefully, you're going to show folks that your function could have been written in graphing form here too. X minus 5 squared plus 3. And then I think you can see the subtraction of 3, the division by 2, the plus minus square root, and then the adjustment of 5. And I think that developing that with kids in a classroom over a period of time sharpens the mathematical thought process for what it's worth. All right, that's what I wanted to show you, but I never bump into you. So I'm just sending it along via email. Hope you had a nice break and hope everybody's healthy and we get started up again and we all get through this. All right. Let me end the meeting, end the video. Here we go.